Hello, this is Ronald Allen, Managing Change, and today's discussion is how you polish your heel. Do you even polish your heel? I guess the real question is, do you even have polish to polish your heel? Well, the whole meaning behind this is a gentleman that I met when I first came to this country, and I was working as a circulations assistant manager. Sounds good, doesn't it? As a first-year immigrant to the United States. And in fact, what it was me putting, a whole bunch of newspapers in the back of my own car, in the trunk and in the passenger's compartment in the rear, and driving around frantically to newspaper stands to drop off newspapers while I was going to college. Well, what I learned from this business is how you do it. And I know many of you might say, yes, that is something that you've shared, something you've been told, something that has even been advised. Yet, if we don't do it, we don't see the long-term benefits of what I call strategic positioning. And you know, when we talk about managing change through effective communications, we're using all our senses, all our capabilities, sciences, academics, and looking for the best way, the optimum way to get the desired results. So in many respects, it's almost like you have to tip, right? Not after the meal, before the meal, to ensure professional, prompt services. Think about that. So when we talk about polishing our heel, in this case, we are actually doing it at the end of our term, at the end of a relationship, at the end of a project, maybe even when we scold our children. I didn't even think about that. I got some notes here, old trusty notes. I did not think about that one. When you scold a child, you're also telling them that you love them. Now, as I say that, immediately in my mind, I'm thinking of the number of people that might watch this and say, right, my parents, my guardian, my chaperone, as they were wailing on me, were they really loving me? Couldn't they do it a different way? Absolutely. The message, though, is in polishing our heel, to bring that person back into the fold. Now, in this case, it's how we finish a situation. I'll give you some actual examples. Oh, and by the way, I have some friends with me today. Since it's Saturday evening going into Sunday, and many of us realize that Monday soon follows, here they are. This is what the average person feels like on Sunday night. Oh my God, I gotta go to work. So I want to give you some help as we go forth into Monday's challenges. All right, so that's how we feel. So we have to really arrest that emotion. We have to really take and be part of the process. And whether it's a manager that micromanages you, whether it's a family member that keeps riling you, whether it's the dog that happens to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you have to get up at 5. It is being proactive. So in all seriousness, polishing your heel is about leaving the impression that you want, so that in the future, if you have to, if you must, if you want to, if you see the need, you can go back and get some leverage. And I'm going to give you 2 or 3 really solid examples of this. And once again, by all means, send us your comments, because we are, I promise, building that coaching service. We have a pretty cool platform where members will be able to come on and share not only with each other, but set up private. That's the one thing I asked my web developer. I need a private environment, safe, supportive, and exclusive, and only I will have access to it, not even my web developer, so that you can talk about these issues and not just look for answers, because that's dangerous. It really is. Think about it. I need this answer, and if I don't get it, bunk you, right? Remember Fifth Element? Screw you! When the guy's in the compartment and the police are coming for the other guy, but he's put his name on the... You know what I mean. You have to look up the movie. It's towards the beginning. The bottom line is, we must arrest that emotional outrage so that we see the long-term benefit. Another way of looking at it is, what have been the results of your emotional tirades, your, acting out? What have been the results? And if they really haven't given you what you want, be mature enough. Be intelligent enough. We can use that term. Intelligence is denoted by observing an environment and acting accordingly. Not just because you feel like you're right? Okay? So here we go. So that coaching, that website will be up and running. Of course, you can go to ronaldmallen.com under resources / is that / or / resources, and you'll see some information up there that speaks to that. So, how do we polish our heel? What does that really mean? Working with a young gentleman who has been asked to run the integration of a pharmaceutical that develops code for the drugs that comes to market. And the challenge is, he had just been brought on a previous project, less than 3 months, and wanted to walk away, wanted to leave, because this second project was so much better. And in our coaching, I said to him, have you considered bringing an associate of yours who you trust, who you know what kind of work they do, and that you can offer as a supplement to your work? And the individual said, absolutely. I did not think about that. So sometimes having an outside view, right? Someone who you can trust. I don't necessarily be a friend. Not necessarily a friend. Someone who you can trust. Someone who has an objective observation. Maybe in, again, sorority, fraternities. That's what these groups are really for. Ask someone who can do that for you. And he is now putting in place a relationship, and you have to take your time. You don't just, oh, by the way, here's Tom Brown. He's great. He's wonderful. He's got Scrum Master. He's PMI cum laude. You have to do it the right way, because down the road, those second and third level associates, executives, directors, division heads, other project managers will remember how you handled their business. This is absolutely crucial when we talk about polishing your heel. It's not just the person you're speaking to. It's the we call them stakeholders, right, in project management. In the family, it's the I'm going to get you later mentality of family members. At work, even if you're not directly engaged with people, they'll say, you know what, if he ever comes back, if they ever want something, I'm going to make sure they don't get it.